Hello everybody, my name is Chef Rob. Welcome. Now that apple season is here, we're going to make a Honeycrisp apple Snickerdoodle bread. It's really delicious. Put it in a 350 oven. We're going to start with our dry ingredients. So get a large bowl. And we're going to do 1.5 cups of flour. Nice and level. Put that in there. I hope everybody out there is doing good. Again, there's our half, so we have 1.5 cups of flour. Baking powder, we want 1.5 teaspoons. That's what's going to give it the nice rise. Just make sure it is real close to level. So my 1 teaspoon and then a 1/2 teaspoons. I'm also going to add in a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. A little bit more. There it is. Now just take the wire whisk, mix this up really good. And we're just going to set this on the side. We're going to take one other large bowl. We want 1 stick of room temperature butter. It's very important when the recipe says room temperature that it's nice and soft, so your finger should actually be able to go in it just like that. Okay? Do not use the melted, do not use too cold of butter, room temperature. Take the stick of butter out about an hour to an hour and a half ahead of time, okay? But you should be able to do that, okay? So let's just peel this. And then we're gonna mix this with some brown sugar and some white sugar. The white sugar, we're gonna use a 1/4 cup, just like that. And then 1 full cup of the brown sugar. Make sure that you pack the brown sugar good. Light or the dark is fine for this recipe. And then either with a stand mixer or just a regular handheld mixer, we're going to beat this for about 2 minutes. Okay. And we're going to do it on a medium speed. We're just going to bring all the butter and the brown sugar together. Okay, our butter and our sugars have come together really nicely. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Add that right in there. You don't want to put that in earlier because you don't want the cinnamon to kind of go flying all over. Now that it's mixed, we're going to put in a little bit of the wet ingredients. We're going to put in 2 eggs. The eggs always bring to room temperature before you start baking. It will help incorporate in the batter better. 1 tablespoon of the pure vanilla extract. That will give it a nice flavor. And then 1 cup of the whole milk. Try to use the whole milk. That will give you the best results. We're going to turn this on for about 1 minute. Just get everything incorporated. Just got it on low. We could scrape down the sides. Just make sure everything gets mixed in there really well. And we're using some delicious local Honeycrisp apples. Always try to buy the local Honeycrisp or any local apples. Okay. Now we're going to add in the dry ingredients. So let's take the dry ingredients. Just pour that right in there. We just want to get it until the batter is mixed. Do it on low. And then we're going to work on our apples. We're just going to peel the apples. We're going to dice them small. We're going to use 2 Honeycrisp apples. You can really smell the cinnamon brown sugar in this. This is a really delicious bread. And then we top it with some cinnamon sugar to make it Snickerdoodle style. Always try to keep your apples in a cool, dark place. Refrigerator's okay, but not anywhere where it's warm. Okay, so this is mixed really good. So we're gonna peel 2 medium to large Honeycrisp apples. Get them diced really small so they go throughout the batter. We're just gonna fold it in, and then we're gonna put this in an oven with 350 for 50 to 55 minutes. Check the toothpick, see if it comes out clean, then you'll know it's done. But we will have to make a little bit of cinnamon sugar first for that topping. That will make it the Snickerdoodle style. Honeycrisp, one of the best apples out there. It's really good for baking and a great eating apple too. So let's dice the apples really small. So this way it goes throughout the batter really nicely. Let's go right up against the core. Make sure there's no seeds in it. And then just drop this right into the batter. Again, 350, 50 to 55 minutes. When it comes out of the oven, let it cool in the pan for about 10 minutes, and then it will be done. This freezes very well. Perfect for breakfast, perfect for a snack. Great with a little vanilla ice cream on the side. So we have 2 medium to large Honeycrisp apples, nice and chopped, really good. Let's add this into our batter. And we're just going to fold this in. When you're folding, you're just kind of taking the batter and just kind of going over whatever you may put in there. If you wanted to add cranberries to this, raisins, walnuts, that would taste really good in here too. And then we're going to make our cinnamon sugar. Very simple. This will not spill over if you have a 9x5 loaf pan. It will just get higher. Give it a quick spray. That is it. You don't want to see a little puddle of the spray. We're just going to take all this really good batter, that right in here. This is good served warm, room temperature. Either one would be fine. It would stay fresh for about 2 to 3 days out of the refrigerator. After that, you want to freeze it. So this will get nice and high. Give it a nice cinnamon topping. When you do bake this, put a sheet of aluminum foil on the rack above. That will prevent it from getting too dark too quickly. So to make our cinnamon sugar, we're going to take 2 tablespoons of the granulated sugar. And then 1 tablespoon of the ground cinnamon. A little bit more. Just kind of mix that up just like this. And then just kind of like brush it all over it. Just kind of or dust it, I should say. Give it a nice dusting on here, and this will come out really good. Always make sure you have your oven preheating. That way, when you're done with this, you can put it right into the oven. So I didn't need to use all of the cinnamon sugar, so if you have a little left, you leave it for French toast, anything like that. Mix it into pancakes. This is perfect just like this. Going to put this in the oven and we'll check on it in about 50 minutes. So our Honeycrisp apple Snickerdoodle bread is all finished. We let it rest and cool for about 10 minutes before we took it out of the pan. Another way that you could do this is to put a little parchment paper in the pan and have it kind of come up the sides, and you can just lift it right out. If the cinnamon is too much for you, you can just reduce the cinnamon on top in half and the cinnamon inside in half. Some people are cinnamon lovers, and then keep it exactly the way it is. Okay, you will love this. If you're not going to enjoy it in the 2 days, freeze it and it'll be really good. Have a great fall. So goodbye, yellow brick